All right, peace, y'all. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? It is another beautiful day, right? And been pretty busy today. We had over the weekend, we had our mastermind class, and it went really great. No complaints about it. There's always things that you can improve on, but we always look at and focus on the positive sides of it. The positive sides is that we had a class and we taught a new class of investors. Some pretty phenomenal things that went on. We had people, investors, new investors, fly from throughout the country to participate with us, and that's a win. And that is outstanding. That anytime that people uh, fly across the country, for that matter, we had people come in from South Carolina. One young lady drove 10 hours to be with us. Someone flew in from Vegas. Another one flew in from Arizona. So went really well. As we promised, we gave steps for them to participate and become a land investor. We left them and we sent them home with things that they could begin to do. Peace, everybody. I see your comments. Vincent, what's up, brother? Right? We left them with tangible things and information that they can tap into once that mastermind was over. That's why you have to put yourself in the rooms. You have to get yourself in the rooms. One young lady that was from South Carolina, I even gave her a place that she can go and do some tax sale investing in because she thought she was correct. She said South Carolina is a tax lien state and we don't participate in tax liens. But however, South Carolina, what a lot of people don't know, their lien state, there's a particular place. So you have to know these things that there's this particular auction, they buy liens and they sell them as deeds once the redemption period expired. So I gave her that site. She would not have picked up on that site if she wasn't there in person. And it's a lucrative site for those that know about it. It's a lucrative place to invest if you know how to participate in it. That is called a redemption auction. All right, meaning that it starts off as a lien. Once the lien expires, this particular place, they sell them as deeds. And then you can buy them as the deeds. Now, why is the deed more valuable? I won't say it's necessarily more valuable. I will say that it will allow you to go and do whatever you like to do with the property once you have the deed. As the lien holder, there's not much you can do with the physical property. It just will allow you to collect whatever that payout is or that percentage is. Make sense? So it went really well. And immediately after that, we focused on our new endeavor. What's our new endeavor? I'm extremely proud of this. Is our family compound mini course. It's here. We launched it yesterday. Our family compound mini course. Inside of that course, we are taking you through all of the steps on how to put a family compound together, right? There's over 30 video modules that will train you on how to take the necessary steps to complete and get your family compound going. This has been a hot topic in our community. It's always does really well on social. I think it's an excellent idea. I think it is a way that culturally we can come back together. I think it's a way that financially it can alleviate some burdens, some financial burdens. I think we have to get back to that. I think times are really high and expensive. I think that if you can pool your money, I think that is a smart idea. I think if you can take your family and put everybody together, we have to get back to learning how to live with each other. I read comments when we put these posts out, and we get a lot of people saying, oh, that's too close. Your own family too close to live? Well, find a group that ain't too close then. Find some friends then that you wouldn't mind living too close to because you live next to somebody. See, we'd rather live next to a stranger than our own people. And when I say family, I'm not the guy just because you blood, that doesn't necessarily qualify to use the name family. I'm not referring to that. I'm referring to someone, preferably family. If you're like-minded and can get on the same page, it's an excellent idea because 2 is better than 1 and 3 is better than 2. That's who I'm referring to when we say family. Family is as family does. Now, clearly, if you have a family that's dysfunctional, I don't advise dysfunction. I'm not with dysfunction. Those days are behind me. I don't like chaos. I like peace. I like putting a plan together and moving forward and growing together. This is why I like cultivating community. So we can all throw around ideas. The key is that we have to act on those ideas. We have to stick to the script. We have to stick to the plan and the strategy. First and foremost, we have to have a plan. That's why when I saw that this was a hot commodity and I have some insight on family compounds, I said it is a great thing to put a family compound blueprint mini course together in. We positioned it at a price that's affordable. Right now, 50% off of that family compound mini course. It's $47, normally $97, but 50% for the launch. All you have to do is comment the word compound. Once you comment the word compound, you'll get a link sent to your inbox. Click on the link, go check out what the course has to offer, and take the course. We encourage you to complete the course. We encourage you to act on the course because I love to see what it is that you have came up with and decided to build. And more great news. No one knows this yet. I'm glad you're on this live. We are moving into Acre Boys Construction. What does that mean? That means that we are partnering with a construction company that will be able to come in. If you want to have homes built on your land, we'll be able to help you source the land. Then now we have a construction company, Acre Boys Construction, that'll be able to come in. And if you wanted to build from the ground up, we can build from the ground up. If you have a home that needs rehab, we can come in and rehab your home. All right. So comment the word compound. I want you to be inspired. If you have the land already, consider family compound. Mini course is really good. We take you through the steps on where to find land at, because that's going to be step one. We take you through the steps of learning of what kind of land is most conducive for a family compound. We go into depth about what's a good way to begin, because most people think they want a family compound and they live within the city limits. We talk about zoning. Very, very important. You need to know the zoning if it qualifies for a family compound. A family compound can be 2 or more structures. So there's a complete breakdown. When it comes to zoning and outside of the city limits, that may be more conducive to a family compound if you want to have 4 or more or 3 or more structures on your property. Why? Because inside of the city limits, we talk about city limits and we talk about county limits. There is a difference between city limits and county limits. Let's break that down. Inside of a county that you live in, there may be a city that resides in the county, right? The city imposes limits on whatever that city is. Inside of that city, there will be zoning regulations and rules that you will have to abide by, meaning that most city limits won't allow family compounds because most city limits, they have it zoned per parcel on how many structures can sit on that parcel. Even if you have large acreage within the city limits, they usually confine you on how many structures can go on per acres, meaning that, example, if you have a 20-acre within the city limits, a lot of places will break that down and they'll say every 5 acres you'll be able to allow to put a structure on. And then some will say you'll be allowed to put what we call an ADU on. That's an additional dwelling unit. What's an additional dwelling unit? That could be a garage. That could be a storage space and things like that. Those additional dwelling units will be capped. You will not be able to run rampant inside of the city limits. This is why when it comes to compounds, you need to start to think about these things. And these are all the things that we poured inside of this course. So you won't make mistakes. All right. So I always pose the question, when it comes to compounds, are you ready to live outside of the city limits? And only you can answer that. And if the answer is yes, it probably will be an easier path to getting your compound done if you're ready to live outside of the city limits. Now, living outside of the city limits, that may sound like rural areas to some, but that's not necessarily true. That can still be close to things. That can still be close to areas that you frequent. This is why we have to know how to evaluate areas and know what the zoning, and know what the borderlines is and things like that. Because just because it's outside of the city limits, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's off-grid or rural. I don't think, here's my opinion, I wouldn't know. But I'm assuming that most of us are not ready for off-grid living, because there's a difference between rural living and off-grid living. Me, myself, personally, I don't want to be off the grid. I may consider being outside of the city limits, but close to. Perfect place for me is close to. And as it relates to rural markets, you have to really do your homework. At the top of my concerns is safety. Culturally, follow. Culturally, safety. You have to know how to do your homework on demographics to know what's going on in those areas. If all of those things check out, then I would suggest proceed. So then you need to know how to source the land. What's a good piece for a family compound? Now, whenever we ask questions like how many acres is needed, what would be suitable for you, I'll read comments. I read the comments, and some people just go wild with it. And I need 100 acres. I need 200 acres. Do you really need 200 acres? Do you? It'll be nice to have 200 acres. I'm into practicality, which turns into reality. If you haven't had 20 acres, start there. You don't have to start at 100 acres. The size of an acre is roughly around the size of a football field. So do you need 200 football fields? It's a lot to maintain. Now, it may be desirable. I understand that may be desirable. But we've went out and we've walked a lot of properties. And clearly we haven't made it through those large acreage properties because it's too much to walk. And if it's too much to walk, that means it's too much to maintain. You have to maintain these properties. We've owned 260 acres before. The maintenance alone, the upkeep alone on that property was a couple of $1,000s a month. It was a nice property. We had to upkeep it. You had to cut the grass. Trees had to be manicured and things like that. I'm just telling you what I know. However, I'm not telling you what to desire. But 20 acres is a lot. 10 acres is a lot. 5 acres is a lot. Sufficient. For me, a compound for me, I like 5 acres. Why do I like 5 acres? Because that'll allow the flexibility for homes or structures not to be on top of each other. I like 5 acres with 6 to 8 structures. And those 6 to 8 structures, all of them don't have to be humongous houses. I would like to have 6 to 8 structures with 2 nice size, well put together houses. Then the rest could be smaller additional structures. What falls under structures? Clearly, from the foundation up, nice, well put together stick-built house. That's a structure. Then cabins, then tiny homes, then container homes. Those are all structures to consider putting on your family compound. We break that down. There's a module that talks about the different type of structures that can be placed on your compounds. Right? So go get that mini course, comment the word compound. It's only $47 50% off for the launch of this. We strategically, really, that's a gift, to be honest with you. It's really a gift to the audience that we placed it at $47 because it's a lot of information on there, and we could have went a lot higher for the amount of information that is inside of it. So take advantage of that 50% off savings while it's still here, because once that goes away, it will go up to $97. And take the course, get started. I want you to win. I want to see you compound. I want to see you go after it. If you need help, right? If you go out and align yourself with a bank, align yourself with some land. If you're looking for builders, if you're just coming on, we stated we are now have construction, Acre Boys Construction. We can help you build from the ground up. We can help you build out your container homes. We can help you build out your tiny homes. We can help you build out your cabins. So we are growing. We are on the move. We can help you from A through Z now. We can help you source the land, and we can help you put the structures or get the structures on there. We have the farming program. As you can see, everything that we are aligning ourselves is conducive to growth. Acre Boys Land and Legacy, Acre Boys Farming, Acre Boys Construction. Everything that has allowed us culturally to win. We have to get back to things that's practical and things that everyday people can tap into. And that's no knock or pun on other things that has been thrown on our culture. Entertainment, i.e., sports, i.e., this is what everyday people could and should be tapping into. Things that they can take back to their homes and their families, resources that they can use immediately. You don't have to know how to pick up a mic to tap into my information. You don't have to sing a special poem or rap like one of your favorite artists to tap into this information. And we're big on that. All right, so I hope y'all had a really good day. We're working, people. We're working extremely hard. When, we pour a lot when we come up with new products and new courses. Once you get yourself checked out, come back and say, I got checked out. And I would love to hear your feedback on the course, because this is how, if we did miss anything, which I don't think we did, but this is how we get better. And this is how we grow. See, we're not the people. I'm not looking to sit high and look low. We're looking to consistently grow. And how do we grow? We grow by messing things up so we can make the corrections. But we didn't get to this point without moving that way. So feedback is always encouraged. That helps us know what the needs of you, how we can help further down the line. So get yourself checked out, go through the course, join the community, do whatever you got to do. We're looking to extract like-minded people to grow with us. I'm not looking to extract everybody. Everybody can't go. Just looking to extract the like-minded people that see the vision, that think how we think, that may be on or similar to the wavelength that we are on. And that's no knock on anybody, but everybody can't go. That's just how it is. Some people, it's just for, to be in support of the message. Some people, it's meant to take the actual journey. Either or, I appreciate everybody. If you shared a post, if you commented on the post, I appreciate it deeply. You don't have to purchase anything from the Acre Boys for it to be appreciated. Tremendously, it's appreciated. So I think we've done a great job on our end with providing information, and I think you've done a great job to responding to the information, because this is, a give and take situation, and really, really appreciate it. So comment the word compound. I'm reading comments right now. Somebody said, does 5 acres make us farmers? No, you don't need 5 acres to be considered a farmer. See, we have an Acre Boys farming program. Y'all should tap into that too. We're trying to bring all of these things to you so you can be informed on how these things work, how these industries work. You only need 1/10 of an acre a tenth of an acre to be considered a farmer. 435 square feet is all you need to be considered a farmer. That's it. Then you could receive the tax benefits of a farmer. That's why when it comes to the word farmer, we need to quickly get the meaning of it and get what comes with that, because there's a bad, when it comes to farming in our culture, that word farmer, people tend to think straw hats and tend to think that you're out in the field. That's not necessarily true. If you knew what comes along with being a farmer, you would be proud of that term, farmer. You can't go away from that term because there's certain things that come with that term. There's certain benefits, there's certain tax breaks. But we just don't know about these things. So if you knew that becoming a farmer and owning 435 square feet, a tenth of an acre, the things that will be allowed for you to take advantage of, it's a write-off for you. Now your business becomes a write-off. Now the things that you do as a farmer and the things that you buy that take care of the farmer, that take care of the farmer and the farm, is a tax write-off. So the answer to that is you don't need 5 acres to be considered a farmer. 435 square feet, and that's extremely small. All right. Now, I don't want to sound like the expert. That drives home the point that I was saying. How do I know this information about farming? By being in alignment with a farmer, by being around the information. That's why I say you have to align yourself with like-minded people, because most of these lessons and teachings are not taught to us. You're damn sure not getting it in school. So you have to align yourself and get around people that's moving in the direction that you want to go. That's all I'm saying. And I know I speak with good sense. How do you know you speak with good sense, Ray? Because I go back and I listen to myself. You have to know, right? We're dealing with social media. I have to know that I'm speaking with good sense before I come on here and I open my mouth. So I go back and I listen to myself so I can make sure that when I'm speaking, it's being transferred over and that it's easily understandable. So I know what I'm talking about. We have to align ourselves with good information and good people. Now, am I a good person? Of course I am, but you may not know that. So it's up to you to do your homework on my business and my practices. And then once you figure out that this is a good business and we are good people, then if this message resonates with you, my advice at that point is, what are you waiting for? Get off the fence, get over the fence, no matter how much that costs. Because that's the next step, right? Then we get tight when it comes to payments. It's the wrong way of thinking. We pay for everything else. Why not pay for good information? If you checked out the information and you saw or see that it's thorough information. If it's not valuable information, then don't pay for it. If I'm saying anything that doesn't make any sense, clearly don't pay for it. But if I'm saying something that makes sense and it resonates with you, don't let money stop you from moving forward. It didn't stop us. And I only want to be treated how I was treated. I want you to treat me the same way how they treated me when I needed to get the information. Because all we did was take the information and now we're transferring it. See where we're going? So now you don't have to take the same steps or take the same losses, because we've took them. And I won't say we was happy about taking them. Nevertheless, the only way to grow is by failing. Something that's called failing forward. Look forward to failing so you can correct it and you won't make those mistakes again. But if someone has took those mistakes or made those mistakes, took those bumps and those bruises, and they make sense to you and they're trustworthy, My advice at that point is to lean on them so you can expedite the time and the learning curve. If you knew how to do 500 deals, I'm assuming that they would be done. Do you think all 500 deals that we've done, do you think all of them was smooth? Absolutely not. All right, so comment the word compound so y'all can go and get that mini course on the family compound. It is right now 50% off for a limited time, normally $97, and that's still a drop in the bucket, but normally $97. It is 50% off with to celebrate the launch and the release of it, because we recognize that it was something that was in demand culturally. So comment the word compound, come and get it. And as I stated, feedback. I would love to know what you think about it. It's important to me what your thoughts is on it. All right. Otherwise than that, we're working. We're in work mode. It is the month of March. It's a new month. The year is going to go fast. If you're on the fence, I suggest that you get off the fence, because before you know it, when you look up, it'll be December, and so you'll still be thinking about joining the Acre Boys. And then you'll be headed into 2027, and then you lost valuable time. If you are on the fence, you have to get off. Make a decision. Go over the fence or come down the fence. Don't just stay on the fence. It's all right if we're not for you, but if we are for you, get over the fence. And come do some investing. This is an alternative. These are alternative means, ways to supplement income, ways to add on to your income. It's tough times. Things are expensive. Look for ways to assist you along your way. I'm into practicality, which turns into reality. Simple steps, things that's tangible, things that make sense, things that have proven the test of time. Not my thoughts, not my feelings. I'm non-emotional when it comes to this. I'm only dealing with the facts. If these practices have been working since the beginning of time, if 95% of wealth building has been on the backbone of land ownership, then why wouldn't you at least consider tapping into it? And I understand that we like to resonate with the native tongue. If this native tongue resonates with you, get off the fence. And once you're on the inside with us, you get the same type of energy. We don't hold back. We give you what you need to be successful, because your success is our success. If my community is not successful, then I don't have a community. We're not spoken highly of. I want to be spoken highly of. This is why we go so hard with providing the education that we provide, because your success is our success. This is the people business. If the people are not satisfied, where does that leave us? So we've came up with different things and different levels of things financially for people to get involved. We have a $4.99 community. That is not the land investing community, but that is the community that we congregate and we have conversations about land. That is the community to where when we have releases coming out, that you'll hear it first. That is the community where we give away once a month a free course. Once a month, we give away a free course in that community. That is the community. At my leisure time, we go live in that community, and people inside of that community, they're able to pick my brain and have conversations with me about land investing. And I'm not bragging or sitting high. I'm just saying that these days we are kind of in demand, and people pay us a lot of money just to have conversations about the space. So we came up with a $4.99 community. So those that want to get involved and may not have the top tier money for the bigger program, you can start there. Then clearly we run a bigger program where we show people how to tax deed invest, everyday people. We show you how to tax deed invest and take advantage of online auctions, and you can generate some good income that way. And then our top tier program, we show people how to go out and find those desirable acres that I see mentioned: 5 acres, 10 acres, 15, 20, 40 acres. That's our top tier program where we show you how to go out and find that acreage. Now, our newest product line is our compound course. Get in front of that for only $47 so you can start to lay out your compound needs. We talk about sewage. We talk about power. All of those things is inside of that course. It's loaded with information. We give out PDFs to builders inside of that. Exact links that you can click on to and get the information for all of the things that go on with the family compound. So comment the word compound. Go and get that family compound, 50% off, $47. Normally $97, right? 50% off. Enjoy the savings. Once you get yourself checked out, inbox me. Say I'm checked out, Ray, so I can say thank you. And then I want to look forward to hearing from you further down the line. Meanwhile, y'all drop it in the comments if anyone would like us to come to your city. Drop your city, because we have to get it on the calendar. Our next mastermind, where you're from and where would you like us to come through next? Where are you from and where would you like the Acre Boys to come and have a mastermind at next? Drop it in the comments. This feedback is needed. Outside the city limits, city water, city church. I like that. My brother said, I just bought 2.2 acres outside of the city limits with city water and sewer running off the main road. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Outside of the city limits, and he's still able to tap into the city water and city sewage, right? Right off the main road. That's a place that sounds like it's a good place to be. I don't know what the zoning is. What are they allowing you to do, brother? It says his name is Michael. What are they allowing you to do, Michael? How many structures? Is it unlimited, or is there a cap that they're putting on you on what could be built over there? But I like the fact that you can still tap into the utilities from the city, though. She said Jews don't charge each other for information. Yeah, they charge you. You know, when people say this Jew stuff, do y'all know I have Jewish friends? It's not what you think it is. They keep it in-house and they're very quiet. And Jews also don't do some of the things that we do culturally. We don't throw each other under the bus. They keep their resources in-house. If we had a house to keep it in, then we wouldn't have to charge. But there's no house for us to keep it in. Yeah, let me leave that one alone. She said, got to come back to New York so I can get the family on board. This is Mercedes from the last master class. Mercedes, what's up, brother? Mercedes was a young brother that came to our in-person class from Jersey. Mercedes, drop it in the comments, Mercedes. How was the event? Did we not give the game like we said we would give it? Did we not point you in the direction that you can get participated in? My man Charlie said Dallas, Texas. Chris Key said Memphis. I don't know much about Memphis. That is the one place that we've never considered. I have to check our analytics. I don't know how we would do in Memphis. I don't know if there's a demand for Acre Boys in Memphis. She said, we spent $50 on worse crap in our lives, man. Stop playing. Pay that little $50. That's right. You spent on the word, man. That is right. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. All right, people. I'm going to move forward with this day. Y'all be good. Comment the word compound. Go get the mini course. It's only $47. Peace, love, always. Thanks for the support.